there are a lot of neat things going on in developing countries. One example that I think is maybe my favorite is what's gone on in Bangladesh. It was just 5 years ago that two MIT Bangladeshi brothers decided to provide mobile money. And they decided to do that without being connected with the network. So it works through the mobile phone, very expensive mobile phone, but it works across all the different operators there. Of course, very few people in Bangladesh have a bank account, but the vast majority do have phones. So they offered this service starting in 2011, and now they have over 13 million customers, and 22% of all the adults are connected up, and the adoption is on a very, very fast curve. So this is the kind of wild adoption rate that we sometimes see in the world of new technology. This one is every bit as fast as any that I've seen. So these people are getting financial services, transferring money, paying at shops, new things, applications showing up on top of that. So far, it's at 10% of the GDP of Bangladesh, about $1 billion of business a month that's taking place there. So that's a very, very exciting model that, it's just one country where the regulations got going and critical mass was achieved. Now, the first application that these things generally bootstrap off of is moving money, money transfer. And because the competitive services in these countries, the post office is often very expensive, very slow. Sometimes you have to pay extra just to make sure you really do get your money out of that system. They can bootstrap as soon as they have cash in, cash out density high enough that people feel good, okay, I'll put my money in this thing, and either I or the person who I digitally transfer it to, often somebody in the urban area who earns money transferring it to somebody in the rural area, they'll be able to go and do that cash out capability. But that's just the bootstrap. The first generally 3 years, it's mostly used for money transfer. But then very quickly, the merchants realize that they could directly accept that digital payment, and it would avoid a lot of complexity for them. And so slowly but surely, it becomes a digital currency. One example of that is in the place you might least expect, which is Somaliland, where the mobile operator there, Telesom, has so much going on that people hardly cash out at all. On average, it's once per month. And so there's actually more going on with the digital currency than there is with the paper currency. That's the one, although it's a small economy, where that's absolutely the furthest along. Most people know about Kenya. Kenya's built up over a number of years. Of course, the system's called M-Pesa, and that's now 31% of Kenya's GDP. Now there's value-added applications, including savings accounts, short-term loans, and the demand for those products is very strong, and we see them being adopted to different populations. And so things are happening. In fact, as we get a few of these examples, the other countries are starting to say, okay, why don't they have this going on? And they are looking at their regulations and saying, how can we enable this? I was just in India. They're moving to authorize what are called